Alright, here we are with our Toro 30-inch mower deck restoration update video. I previously had wire-wheeled this back to bare metal. I then painted it, and I was unhappy with my base coat, mainly for the top section, not for the bottom. So I then had it ripped back to bare metal and recoated again. So what we're looking at now is 3 coats of Por 15, which has rust preventative permanent coating. This one stripped back to bare metal, and then was hit with a 2-pack primer first, and then has Por 15 over it. The side silvering you can see is not in the Por 15, it's my top coat, my spray on the top coat. What I am hoping will happen is that I'll cover this again with a silver, so that I can then sort of monitor the wear through the silver top coat, then see the black, and then I'll eventually wear through the black. I'm not expecting it to last forever. With Por 15, like, this is an exceptionally simple product to use, but just with the plastic wrap, when the paint shop gave me this tip, and I think I did it the last time I used this product, is it dries when it's exposed to air. So you put the plastic wrap in, you push it all the way down so it touches the top of the product, and you remove the amount of air that's in there, so you don't get a skin on top of it. Eventually you'll get a skin and it will harden up, and then you'll not be able to use it. Also, make sure when you're using it you have multiple brushes, because they're effectively single use only. Once the product dries, that brush is now a stick and cannot be used again. Am I happy with this base coat? I believe I am. These sections I'm going to hit with, if I had a Raptor coat, I'd probably Raptor coat them as well, just to further protect them. But I've got like a rubberized paint that I'll put on just the high wear locations to reduce like the chipping from use, not the deck itself. I don't want to impede grass flow, but I do want to reduce just hitting a rock or a stick and taking paint off. Quick look at the top coat. The top coat colour I used, I did call it structural steel, and it was gloss, but fuck, that is silver. I actually hate it, so I'm going to find maybe a more neutral or deeper grey and go back over it. Anyway, this is a cheeky little update on this that I'd forgotten to do for quite a while. And soon I'm going to get back into the rebuild phase. Another coat on the top, another coat on the bottom, and then putting it back together. Just quickly, while I'm talking about Por 15 and using brushes, originally when I started painting I used a foam brush, and I found it to be not too good. It fell apart. But make sure you get yourself a set of brushes, because it's almost guaranteed that each round of painting will result in the brush becoming a stick. Now you can get a solvent. Por 15 do sell a solvent to stop this from happening, or to clean your brushes, but I mean, at the price of the solvent versus the price of the brush, sure, I don't like throwing crap away, but this was the option I opted for. On to my finished product painting. As you can see, gone with a deep grey top coat. A few bubbles from the Por 15, which are going to be covered up entirely by where the mower mounts on. So will this one. It's just a drip through of a flicked off anyway. So really the only portions of the mower that will be seen is out here, and I was never going for quality finish. Originally coated in a Dulux gloss structural steel, but the finish coat here is gloss new machine grey. The structural steel colour is still on the bottom here, which I did not rate for the top. It was far too bright, but on the bottom it doesn't really matter. At least now I'll have, I think it's 3 coats of epoxy on top of my Pour 15 layer. So I should be able to see sort of once the epoxy's worn off how long that takes. And then start seeing my Pour 15 layer and then see how that goes. On these scuff portions you'll see this black paint. The black paint is product called Bully Liner, and it's just a vulcanized rubber. Bonds pretty well, but it comes off. I mean, it's not supposed to be permanent, it is just supposed to be a sort of first point impact resistance or abrasion resistance. Hopefully, you know, if I do knock something, it just takes this off. And this is very easy to reapply. It's water based. Any brush, splotch it on, and then rinse the brush off and you're good to go. I put the same sort of product on my drawbar, on the tops of the drawbar, so when I tread on them, like, they're not slippery. I think it's advertised as a bed liner as well. You just slap it in a paint roller tray and just roll it on, and it is quite hard wearing, but yeah, it will eventually chip off, but that's the plan. Anyway, next step is put the mower back together and see how this goes. Seal it and have a hope of reopening in the future. And the reasonable way to do that is just with tape. Well, here I am with 3 or 4 coats finished product, and I gotta say my ability to paint is shoot.